So we got Star Fox here. You guys just wrapped up your program, and you're a client referral. You just reminded me of Cole, yeah, big old German Shepherd. And then you were just because you were out of town close to the program, so you just had. Yeah. And how did you feel about everything here?
It's just a lot more beneficial than training that I received from a different program.
Right.
And that was longer. And just the 2 sessions I did in person, I felt way
Good. Was it the positive reinforcement stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what were you seeing, like the limitations? Like, was it not like I guess applying realistically?
Right. Yeah, just like you can't realistically treat or depend on that every time behavior.
Right. And that's something it's interesting because it's pretty obvious to see. Like, obviously, there's a lot more stuff going on here. And, you could have chicken or steak, whatever, but if he's like, I never see squirrels, I don't see squirrels, when we're out on walks, obviously the value of those things go up higher, and that's where the horses come into play. And then, because we covered the heel, the recall, which is common called, and then the place command. And Andrea had done, like, all the healing stuff. And then right away when you took the leash, like,
I could easily transfer that set of skills.
Yeah.
And just from watching the videos too.
Yeah. Because it's pretty simple, just pressing a button, and as long as you do the same responses, which is like turn when Star Fox passes and stuff, it transfers super quickly. The main thing that holds people back is the number. They don't want to go high enough, they feel bad or whatever. But about 80%, 70 to 80% right off the bat of obedience, as long as everybody's on the same page, just transfers. So glad that obviously you're a clear example of how that works. Because people typically don't believe that. Because most training methods don't transfer that easily. It either takes too much skill, or they don't know how to, with the food and stuff, and the dog's too distracted that it just doesn't work. How about for you?
It's been great. Like same as Albert said, like we've seen so much progress in like starting like the first class, like the walking got like much better because before even with the training he would like pull a lot, and with his prong collar like he wouldn't pull as much like when he had it on, but when it is off like he would be like pulling crazy.
Sure.
With the e-collar, even if it's like off sometimes, like he's still like walking closely, he's not pulling as much as he used to, and we've seen so much progress in this short period of time.
Good. Well, glad to hear it. And you did your homework clearly. That's the biggest factor always, is you got to reinforce things. And then just so that, I'm pretty sure I covered this with you guys, but think of the collars. When you need it, you have it, right? If Star Fox is a great dog when nothing's going on and stuff, you don't need it, right? But even when the dog's trained, because everybody's like, oh, when do I know when I can take the collar off? I go, well, the dog leash, you can get the dog to that point, but it's super rare because most people don't put in that much work. But also you have to account for, like, what if it's an emergency? He gets scared or he starts to chase after a rabbit. The other day, a dog, one of the client, ran through and ran around the park and was going towards the street. And you see me going like, I hope the dog doesn't go in the street. And the owner's just like walking like, come, and the dog's just like booking it. I'm like, that's not a situation where I want to gamble my dog not returning. So we just want to keep those things in mind. It just gives you the most control on and off leash, and at the press of a button essentially. Would you recommend this for like other people?
Definitely.
Yeah. Did you guys have apprehensions at all with the e-collar coming into it?
Yes, before I had like seen it with Rachel, with my
Sure.
who was your other client, so that was seeing the control that she had with this big 100-pound German Shepherd put me at ease.
Sure. Yeah. And I think he had previous training as well, or maybe they already had an e-collar, but they had like a cheaper model.
That'd be great.
Yeah, and then I told him like, no, for this guy, for any dog, you want to have a professional grade collar. They're an investment, but it'll last you for years, waterproof. This one's 3/4 mile range, so obviously plenty of range for the average family pet. So it's good. No, I'm glad you guys had a good experience. And the training never stops, except that now the training becomes application. You're not always doing this stuff, but now it's like when you go out with Star Fox, and it's like playing fetch, and he like sees a squirrel, and you call him and stuff like that. Your training becomes application. And that's always the most important part of it. So good job, guys. It was a pleasure. Of course, we'll see you on the Zooms, but if you have any questions, just let us know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. I got my other client over here.
Okay.
See you guys.
Take care.